Beloved brothers and sisters in the Lord, each year the feast of the Lord's Nativity places before us a mystery that never ceases to astonish us. The Creator of heaven and earth, the one through whom all things were made, God Himself, chooses not to enter His creation with power, force, or visible glory. He comes as a newborn child, silent, helpless, wrapped in swaddling clothes, laid in a trough for animal food. He is born into poverty, into an uncertain and fragile family situation, and almost immediately becomes a refugee, pursued by the cruelty of a violent king. This is not theatrics, it is theology. God does not choose the path to shock us, but to teach us. The Nativity reveals a truth at the very heart of the Christian life. The way to God is the way of humility. If we desire to become like Him, we must walk the path He Himself chose. The Lord does not save the world by overpowering it, but by entering into it quietly. He does not impose Himself, but offers Himself. And in doing so, He shows us that humility is not weakness. Humility is divine strength. It is humility that opens the door to peace. It is humility that makes room for joy. It is humility that restores communion between human beings and with God Himself. This is why the Nativity stands in such sharp contrast to the way the world usually understands greatness. The world tells us to assert ourselves, to protect our status, to dominate when we feel threatened. Herod represents this way of thinking: fearful, grasping, violent, willing to destroy others in order to preserve his own power. Christ reveals another kingdom altogether, a kingdom where love conquers fear, where self-emptying leads to fullness, where life comes through sacrifice. Many of us know the story A Christmas Carol. Ebenezer Scrooge begins as a man imprisoned by pride, control, and fear. He is isolated, joyless, and alone, not because he lacks wealth, but because he lacks humility. He trusts only in himself, and as a result, he is cut off from everyone around him. But the story unfolds. Scrooge is confronted with the truth about his life. And what transforms him is not punishment, but awakening. He learns to see others. He learns to care. He learns to give. And when he becomes humble, when he stops living only for himself, something remarkable happens. His heart is filled with joy. His relationships are restored, and he finally discovers peace. This is the message of Christmas. Christ comes into the world to soften our hearts, to free us from the tyranny of the ego, and to teach us that life is found not in self-assertion, but in self-giving love. When we humble ourselves, we make room for God. When we humble ourselves, we make room for one another. When we humble ourselves, the light of Christ can truly dwell within us. My beloved brothers and sisters in the Lord, as we celebrate the Nativity of our Lord, may we not only admire the humility of the Christ child, but imitate it. May we lay aside pride, resentments, and fear. May we open our hearts to our neighbor, and may we discover anew that humility is the birthplace of peace, joy, and true communion. Christ is born. Glorify Him. Χρόνια πολλά.